Hi, my name is Gabriella Sosa, and you can call me Gabby. And my topic and my training assignment is stress tactical training in the new military environment. I found this topic interesting because many people, not just the military, but in the law enforcement career or other training tactical careers, tend to be stressed. And this is a pretty big impact in the people's lives because you're training to be something that you want, but on the other hand, you're also stressing, whether it's leaving your family behind, leaving your old life behind, and also there's many competitions in the military environment and law enforcement careers. But the one that I will be talking about today will be for the military environment. As you can see on my first PowerPoint slide, you'll get to see that there's a military soldier that's pretty much with his head down, stressing. We don't really know if it's because he left his family, if it's because he's just stressed because of the training, the new life that comes. It's not easy being in the military as you have to fight obstacles, and you have to just pretty much try hard and compete with others in order for you to become successful and serve the country. On the other pictures, you'll see that they're also training. Training can be stressful as well. That's a pretty big role in the military when you're first signed up. You have to train, train, train. You have your PT days where you have to also train, and it's pretty stressful, as you can tell. So we're going to be talking a little bit about how stress can affect in the military. First of all, what is stress in tactical training? Stress is when you feel overwhelmed or unable to cope as a result of pressures that are imaginable. Military tactical individuals tend to stress while being enrolled in the program. And as I was researching about the topic, I found a lot of researches that talked about how military people stress a lot. And based on an article, after analyzing 11 factors relating to stress in jobs, including deadlines, hazards, physical demands, competition, career growth potential, and public scrutiny, the study concluded that it's the world's most stressful job field for 2017 for that year. And none more so than those can be experienced in tactical occupations such as firefighting, law enforcement, and military. So not just the military people that are training are stressing, but also the law enforcement and police officers, FBI, whoever that is tactical training tends to be stressed. This is one of the pictures that I found as well. It's showing that a military soldier is either crying, stressed, thinking about life, how he's being affected. This next slide shows soldiers that are hugging their families. This is a big, big stressful thing that you experienced while being in the military because you have to leave your family behind, your kids behind, your parents behind, and you, from what I've known from experience from other friends, is that when you first sign up for the military, you have to leave your family. I think it's about 2 to 3 months that you have to go to training with no phone, no texting, none of that, no computer access. And I believe all you can send is just letters to each other. So imagine being away from your family, far away, and having no communication with them, just letters. That's pretty stressful. So tactical training and trainers are often stressed. As I mentioned before, this job itself is stressful. This is because most leave their families aside for a while in order to accomplish a mission. Leaving your family behind can stress a tactical individual only because you have to stop communicating with them for a while. I have a family member in my family. He's retired now, but when he was in the military, enrolled, or active duty, I believe is how you say it. He had to leave my cousins, his family, and his wife, my aunt, for about a year and a half, a year, almost 2 years. And imagine leaving for so long, not seeing your family. I would feel so guilty. I would feel so bad, but I know it's because you're serving your country. You're working for a country, and because you want to fight for your country. I know at the end it's a really big accomplishment, but it is pretty stressful. You only get to come home if you have a family emergency. I believe they give you about 27, 26 weeks leave, but it is pretty tough. Does competition provoke stress in the military environment? There is many competition in the military environment. So many people compete and want to become successful. The tactical training itself is difficult. So as you're competing, as you're training, it becomes more and more difficult. It becomes heavier. Every day you're learning new exercises, you're learning new techniques. If you're in training and aside from that, you want to go more, for example, if you want to go to sniper school, if you want to go to another military branch, you do have to train for that. You do have to have more training. If you want to become a Navy SEAL, it's another training. It's more and more, and that just is provoking more stress. Yes, you do have your accomplishment at the end, but again, at the moment, you're stressing, you're nervous, you're just stressing over everything, and you just want to be there. But no, there is competition. You do have to compete with other military soldiers. The military is very competitive because at first you have to train for several months before you are being transferred out to a base, whether it's Iraq, whether it's Japan, China, anywhere in the world the military can send you. But you do have to have trained. You do have to pretty much get used to having stress because the stress will never go away. If you're out fighting in a war, you have the stress that you're gonna get either hurt, injured, but you have to learn how to live with your stress. You have to learn how to fight it. You have to be prepared. This can be very stressful as you have to compete with others and pass the test, pass the techniques, pass the goal that you want to achieve. Physiological stress is the next one. An important fact in the military environment is physiological stress. This happens to most people in the military. Most people are traumatized from the events that they've suffered while being in the military. For example, where I work, we accept TRICARE insurances, and TRICARE insurances is military insurance. So we're always treating military people, military soldiers, whether they're active duty, whether they're retired, elderly people that have been in the military. And you would be surprised how many stories these military soldiers, veterans have, just how impacting they are, how traumatized they are. Sometimes their head is not in the game. Sometimes you're talking to them and their mind is somewhere else. But I got to understand that this is because they've gone through physiological stress. They have been affected by being in the military and all of the stress that comes with it. Either it happened while they were out of the country or at a war or an event, a big event that happened while they were in the military. This may affect an individual for a long time, which can also turn into depression. The potential of being exposed to traumatic stressors is an ever-present issue for individuals who choose the military as their occupation. So it's not easy being in the military environment with this stress, with depression, not feeling right. And it doesn't happen right away. It does build up while you're in the military because of the events that you're living daily while you're out on a base or out at a war. I've learned that you can deal with the stress in the military environment, and there's a lot of good tips that many soldiers or many law enforcement officers can take and do. You have to take good care of yourself. You have to get enough sleep and exercise, eat healthy, and be sure to drink water throughout the day. Try not to think about your stress. Try to overcome it. Try to exercise. Have a positive outlook or build a positive outlook. Try to maintain a can-do attitude. Never say that you can't, because everyone can. Focus your energy on things that make you feel good. Laugh often. Laughter is good for everyone. It can help you to stay upbeat. Watch a funny movie, share jokes with friends, and look for the humor in everyday life. Learn how to relax is another good one. You have to take a few deep breaths and envision yourself in a peaceful place. You can also take a walk, listen to soothing music, or read a good book. Do something that you have a good time doing. Maybe go out for drinks with your friends, maybe exercise, maybe watch movies at home, but do something that you know will help you not think about how stressed you are or make that stress go away. Make time for activities you enjoy. You can schedule a me time to do something fun. Learn how to recognize when you're stressed. Excessive stress can cause symptoms like neck or back pain, which is something I always have at work that I'm learning how to cope with, that I'm learning how to deal with. Stress can cause headaches, upset stomach, trouble sleeping, and fatigue, which is not good. Try to recognize these signals before they become overwhelming. So if you're feeling like you're having a headache because you have an assignment due tomorrow, it's okay. Relax, take a deep breath, work on your homework. Don't overthink it. Don't overwhelm yourself. Start step by step. Focus on the things you can control. When you feel anxious, ask yourself, is there anything I can do to change the situation? If the answer is no, try to let it go. Don't keep fighting it. I've learned that when you're dealing with stress, you just have to fight it. You have to not think about it. You have to just let it go. Don't overwhelm yourself with it. Because stress is not good, and remember, stress can then turn into depression. Make something good out of it, and don't think that you're in the hole. Because when you're in the military environment, you're gonna feel like you're in a hole. You're gonna feel like you can't achieve, you can't get out of that hole, you can't compete with your partner, you can't pass this course, you can't do this career. But don't ever say you can't, because you can. You just have to learn how to cope with it. Learn the benefit of it, and try to get out of there. And if you need help, seek for help. Try to call a friend, call a family relative, but don't ever let yourself, especially in the military environment, don't ever let yourself feel down. And that was the end of my PowerPoint presentation in stress tactical training in the new military environment.